Hey, how are you all doing? I'm Diego Aguinsaca, an engineer at FORZA Laser, and today I have the pleasure of introducing you to one of our most anticipated machines, the new FORZA Solder. This beautiful machine not only has the ability to weld, it can also cut, clean. In fact, it's a 4-in-1, but we'll see more about it later. Let us commence by understanding the working principle of laser welding. In contrast to traditional welding techniques such as TIG, MIG, or electrode welding, which employ heat generated by an electric arc to melt the material, laser welding employs a beam of light. A beam of light that is powerful enough to melt the material. This beam of light, when directed onto the material, causes it to melt, facilitating the welding process. This operating principle is extremely important. Unlike conventional welding processes that require meticulous control of the electric arc to achieve a good bead, in laser welding these micro-explosions, which we can refer to as such, are eliminated and give rise to the following benefits. Lightweight protection. Unlike conventional processes that require a heavy protective mask that greatly limits visibility, this is due to the fact that conventional welding processes generate a significant amount of sparks. In contrast, with laser welding, we do not have that issue. Instead, we only need to use goggles that protect us from the intense light. 2. There are no stopping cycles. This machine can work 24/7 without any kind of break. It utilizes a chiller cooling system that effectively maintains a constant temperature throughout our work, regardless of the duration, unlike conventional processes where certain welds necessitate intermittent breaks to cool down and prevent overheating. 3. Ease of use. And this is without a doubt a groundbreaking feature. Up until this point, welding processes have necessitated the expertise of a highly skilled welder. This is due to the fact that maintaining the electric arc in a typical welding process is somewhat challenging. If the gun or electrode adheres excessively, then the material adheres to us, or if we move it too far away, the electric arc diminishes and we lose the bead. Furthermore, if the amperage is set incorrectly, we can create a hole in the material. This kind of situation doesn't occur in laser welding because we don't rely on distance to maintain the electric arc. In laser welding, the material is melted by the light, and the light continues to emit regardless of whether it's slightly further or closer to the material. This makes soldering extremely easy to the point of being crazy, and anyone can even undergo training in just 15 minutes. 4. Improve control of the width of the weld bead. The Acer utilizes galvanometric mirrors to enable precise control of the light beam, thereby facilitating regulation of the weld bead width. This level of control is typically challenging to achieve in other welding processes due to micro-explosions and variations in the welding input. However, with the Acer, we can easily adjust the width according to our preferences, whether we are working with thin or thick materials. Now let's examine the various components of our welding machine, starting with the gun. The gun incorporates a material feeding system and an adjustable tip at its end. We can attach the nozzle based on the type of job or welding. Additionally, the gun has an opening for interchanging the lenses depending on the work operation. Finally, the gun is equipped with an internal mirror system. Understanding these different parts and their functions is essential for operating the welding machine effectively and efficiently. All of this is connected to a cooling system and a filler gas. The gas comes out through the tip along with the laser through this hose, and here is the specific location from which the laser originating from the source. Inside the machine we find the laser source. This is the resonator that generates the beam of light that allows us to carry out the welding, cutting, or cleaning process. In addition, we also have the chiller or cooling system, which is responsible for maintaining an ideal working temperature for the laser source. The chiller operates with distilled water, as the laser requires the right temperature for its operation. One constant voltage system. That's why this equipment also includes a voltage regulation system that allows me to eliminate spikes and always maintain a constant voltage. A relatively simple control, initially comprising buttons for machine and laser source control, along with a single touch controller. It also allows me to save work profiles, so I can easily weld materials by selecting the type and thickness. The machine then automatically configures itself, eliminating the need to remove my gloves. This convenient control ensures efficient operation without compromising safety. And in conclusion, an automated feeding system, this system allows me to regulate the speed of material input for the welding bead, providing me with the flexibility to adjust it depending on the specific type of bead I require. Furthermore, it works seamlessly in sync with the gun, ensuring optimal performance and efficiency during the welding process. Now let's discuss some special features of the FORZA Solder. You have the option to request it with a laser power of 1502, 1000 or 3000 watts, depending on your requirements. The 1500 or 2000 watt configurations work with a 220 volt single-phase power supply, and the 3000 watt configuration already requires an additional 220 volt three-phase power supply. Welding can be done with or without filler material, depending on the requirements of the process. We have the option to make the welding cords intermittent or continuous, as the machine is equipped with automatic configuration capability. Additionally, it enables me to save the welding profiles, simplifying the process by allowing me to select the material and thickness, with automatic configuration taking care of the rest. The control of material feed is synchronized with the gun, and it operates automatically without the need for manual intervention. Furthermore, the process of changing the nozzles is relatively straightforward, and I do not require any specific tools. The gun, unlike other welders, is remarkably lightweight, and the software is incredibly intuitive, with very few buttons but enough to effortlessly control the entire equipment and the essentials, the main thing. One of the features that I absolutely love about this machine is that it is a 4-in-1, meaning it can weld, cut, perform a quick cleaning system for rusty parts, and also clean small weld beads. Its versatility and multifunctionality make it an indispensable tool for any welding project, providing convenience and efficiency in one compact package. And of course, we are going to discuss the consumables that this FORZA Solder requires in order to function. First, a support gas is used, usually argon, nitrogen, or even helium. Here we have a cryogenic nitrogen tank that stores liquid nitrogen and transforms it into gaseous nitrogen. This generates a high-quality nitrogen, a Class 5 type, ideal for the welding processes we are going to work on. As an extra consumable, we also possess the thread or filler substance that, depending on the substance we are going to work with, whether it is stainless steel, aluminum, or black steel, we will choose this filler substance. Additionally, the nozzles are not considered consumables in the traditional sense, as they do not deplete based on the number of hours worked. Instead, they serve as protectors for the gun and provide guidance for the beads. We replace them as needed, depending on the extent of damage to the nozzles. The working thicknesses of this machine are directly linked to the power that we configure and set up the machine with. When the FORZA Solder is equipped with a power of 3000 watts, it has the capability to weld up to 6 millimeters of black steel material. Here is a chart that provides a visual representation of the different thicknesses for each material, corresponding to the specific power and operation used in the process. And what are the ideal applications for the solder force? First and foremost, if we are looking for a relatively clean welding bead, and maybe the bead from electrode or MIG doesn't meet our requirements, we will be able to achieve a much cleaner bead with laser welding, which can greatly enhance the quality of our welding process. Additionally, if we have a rather delicate process with some special material like aluminum or stainless steel, we will have much less pollution with the laser welding process. And finally, if we are looking for energy efficiency and also to reduce our operating costs, contrary to popular belief, the operating costs of a laser machine are much lower than a MIG or TI process. And what are the advantages of selecting a laser welding machine as opposed to conventional MIG or TIR processes? Unlike what is believed, laser welding has some advantages or benefits, such as lower operating costs, better finishing quality, and easier to use. It is true that the initial price of the machine is higher than the other two processes, but in terms of operating costs, it is much lower. This means that we will easily recover our investment within a year. And that's all regarding this beautiful machine. I'm sure that if you work with steel, you will fall in love with it just like us, especially because of its 4 functions. Watching it weld, watching her cut, watching her clean, it's truly a spectacle. Laser technology can be compared to any conventional processes we know. If you want to see more videos of this beautiful machine, if you want to see it cutting, welding some materials, or even challenges we're going to do, subscribe. Also leave us any questions you have in the comments. Well, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.